This morning we'll read from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 13, Text 1. And of course, on this last day of the festival, we usually try to devote more time for questions. And we'll also speak a bit about how to become an advanced devotee and what is down the road as you try to become advanced in spiritual life. How can that be possible? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 13, Text 1. Sri Gauranga. Sadhu Prishta Mahabhaga. Tvaya Bhagavatottama. Yanutanaya Shishyasya. Shrinvanapi Katamahu. Sadhu Prishta Mahabhaga. Tvaya Bhagavatottama. Yanutanaya Shishyasya. Shrinvanapi Katamahu. Sadhu Prishta Mahabhaga. Tvaya Bhagavatottama. Yanutanaya Shishyasya. Shrinvanapi Katamahu. Vaishnavis. Sri Shukovacha. Shukadeva Goswami said, Sadhu Prishtam, I have been very much honored by your inquiry. Mahabhaga, you are a greatly fortunate personality. Tvaya, by you. Bhagavata Uttama, O best of devotees. Yat, because. Nutanayasi, you are making newer and newer. Isasya, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shrinvanapi, although you are continuously hearing. Katam, the pastimes. Muhu, again and again. Translation. Srila Shukadev Goswami said, O best of devotees, most fortunate Parikshit, you have inquired very nicely. For although constantly hearing the pastimes of the Lord, you are perceiving his activities to be newer and newer. Purport. Unless one is very advanced in Krishna consciousness, one cannot stick to hearing the pastimes of the Lord constantly. Nityam Nava Navaya Manam. Even though advanced devotees hear continually about the Lord for years, they still feel that these topics are coming to them as newer and fresher. Therefore, such devotees cannot give up hearing of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Premanjana Charita Bhakti Balochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Bilokayanti. The word Santa is used to refer to persons who have developed love for Krishna. Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Guna Sarupam Govindamadi Purisham Tamaham Bhajami. Parikshit Maharaj, therefore, is addressed as Bhagavatottama, the best of devotees. Because unless one is very much elevated in devotional service, one cannot feel ecstasy from hearing more and more and appreciate the topics as ever fresher and newer. Translation again. Srila Shukadev Goswami said, O best of devotees, most fortunate Parikshit, you have inquired very nicely, for although constantly hearing the pastimes of the Lord, you are perceiving his activities to be newer and newer. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militang Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this purport seems to set us back. Unless one is very advanced in Krishna consciousness, one cannot stick to hearing the pastimes of the Lord constantly. So what to do? At the initiation ceremony yesterday, we spoke about Syat Krishna Nama Charitari Satapya Vidya, the 7th verse of Sri Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, which says the holy name of Krishna is like sugar candy, so sweet. But because the tongue is coated, so to speak, with the avidya shakti, the nescience potency of Krishna, you appear to struggle in chanting Hare Krishna. You appear to have no taste, or it appears that it's the same old thing and you have to do it. So how to break through this barrier? Because you're hearing that real life means to, as Parikshit is doing, demonstrating the perfection of hearing. He, as certified by Shukadev Goswami, is perceiving Krishna's activities to be newer and newer. As Prabhupada further writes in the purport, nityam nava navaya manam. Even though advanced devotees hear continually about the Lord for years, they still feel that these topics are coming to them as newer and fresher. So, how do we attain such a platform? There is a secret. It's an open secret that Lord Chaitanya broadcast loudly and clearly during the start of his tour of South India. He was invited to lunch at the house of a Brahmana, and that Brahmana first offered puja and washed the feet of Lord Chaitanya, and all the family members drank it, drank the water. And then the householder Brahmana served a fabulous lunch feast. And then afterwards, he made a request. I can't take it anymore, the waves of material life. I can't handle anymore these family affairs. Take me with you when you go. Family persons know that it has its moments. And so this Brahmana was expressing, I've done my dash as far as I can see. These family responsibilities are full of so much anxiety, so much body consciousness, so much entanglement. I want to go. Take me with you. Let's roam together. And what was Lord Chaitanya's response? Don't speak like this again. What? Don't speak like that again? He wants to join Lord Chaitanya. You have to give up your family life sooner or later. Either death ends it or something else. You end it voluntarily. So why is Lord Chaitanya saying, don't speak like this again? He explains. He gave that classic order, which is the same as Krishna saying, Sarvadhaman prachaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Abandon all conceptions of what you think is dharma and just do what I say. Surrender to me. Krishna, as Lord Chaitanya, says the same thing. Yare deko tare koho Krishna upadesh arma agya guru hoya tare desh. Wherever you go, whomever you meet, teach the science of Krishna. He's specifically stressing Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Upadesh, the instructions of Krishna. Do that on my order. And he says, if you do this, you'll see me again. Then he adds, in fact, if you do this, I'll always be with you. So that's your in. If you're wondering how to break through one day to this platform in which you're perceiving Krishna's activities to be newer and newer, and you can taste the holy name as pure sugar candy, sweetness. How to break through to that? I wonder. I haven't made a podcast in about 2 months, but I have to get back into it. But I sometimes explain the breakthrough, how to break through the ice. I think in the next one I'll get into it again. But this is subject matter for those who want to become advanced or are wondering what's it like to make a breakthrough. The icebreaker is the instruction of Lord Chaitanya, who makes it easy to access the highest levels of bhakti, even in this most degraded age. So let's start back in the early 70s, when the big Sankirtan boom had just started. there was a controversy in the Los Angeles temple because some gung-ho, fired-up Sankirtan devotees were saying that the 6th verse of the Guru Vashtaka, Nikunjayuno Ratikeli Siddhaya Yayali Bir Yukti Apekshaniya, the spiritual master is always making arrangements for Radha and Krishna to meet in the groves of Vrindavan. So some devotees dared to say that this applies to the Sankirtan devotees because they're always making arrangements for others to connect to Krishna. Many devotees thought this is way over the top. So as everything did back then, the controversy was put on Srila Prabhupada's desk. And he astonished everyone by replying, "Yes, this is true." Everyone's mouth dropped. You see, at the highest level of the spiritual world, in the most intimate settings of Krishna's Leela, the devotees derive more pleasure arranging for others to be with Krishna more pleasure than they get by being with Krishna directly themselves. You'll find this stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Krishna's dearest devotee is like a creeper, a vine that wraps around the tamal tree. That's Krishna. And on the creeper or vine are leaves. And so when the creeper embraces the tamal tree, the leaves also do by the via medium of the creeper. When the creeper wraps around a tree, the leaves also get that benefit. So similarly, those assisting Krishna's dearest devotee associate with Krishna through that dearest devotee's association with Krishna. And in fact, such devotees derive more pleasure in aiding Srimati Radharani to be with Krishna than they do by being with Krishna themselves. And vice versa. This is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. She derives more pleasure helping her assistants to be with Krishna than she does by being with Krishna herself. So this sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Everyone wants the best for me, my self-interest. But at the topmost level of the spiritual world, the pleasure is in arranging others to be with Krishna. So that gives you some depth of insight into what's going on with Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan mission. What's going on with the outreach? What are the older devotees tasting in their efforts day and night, shedding gallons, liters of blood and sweat and tears, sometimes tears, trying to arrange others to connect to Krishna? Yes, they are indeed following in the mood, in the activities of the topmost portion of the spiritual world, Brajaloka. So that same fragrance of those activities through parampara comes down, so to speak, to what we are doing, or what we are trying to do, some of us, is to selflessly dedicate to giving Krishna to others. And in that way, you are going through the easiest route for progressing to the highest levels of spiritual life. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Srila Prabhupada states this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhaktivinoda Thakur states this. Ordinarily, it's very difficult to connect to Krishna's Leelas in an advanced way. But by approaching Krishna through service to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the impossible becomes possible. So we shouldn't take for granted or think that these outreach activities are just elementary or foundational, but then you move beyond them. Selflessness is the essence of Lord Chaitanya's mission. Always think and plan how to give Krishna to others. Sacrifice to give Krishna to others. That's the easiest way to resolve the almost impossibility of entering Radha Krishna Leela. So here, Shukadeva Goswami is certifying Pritchett Maharaj. You're correct. You've inquired very nicely. You're demonstrating that even though you've heard these pastimes again and again, you're perceiving them to be newer and newer. And as we have read in the purport, Prabhupada starts off in what seems to be very discouraging. Unless one is very advanced in Krishna consciousness, one cannot stick to hearing the pastimes of the Lord constantly. So what to do? Radha Krishna Leela, as sublime as we may perceive it to be, seems so far beyond us. Gopi Bhava, what to do? The hint, loud hint, is given by the Acharyas. Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes that Gauranga Dasya, service to Mahaprabhu, leads to Radha Krishna Madhurya Ras. This is amplified. This directive is amplified by Prabodhananda Saraswati. He states, and we'll read several different renditions of this verse, all the same, but Sanskrit translations can be like that. They're multifaceted without being speculative. He writes that as much as you surrender to the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga, you'll find yourself safely situated in the service of Radha Govinda. Do not try to approach Radha Krishna directly. If you do, there may be some difficulty. But the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga will take you there safely. So attachment to Gauranga leads to this topmost level of spiritual life. Another angle of translation. When a person accruing piles of pure acts attains bhakti to the lotus feet of Gauranga, a sweet ocean from the lotus feet of Radha suddenly enters his heart. In case you're wondering, this verse is from Chaitanya Chandramrita by Prabodhananda Saraswati. Yata yata gaura padara vinde, vindeta bhaktim krita punya rashi. Tata tatot sarpati hridyakasmat radha paramboja sudambu rasim. To the degree that a fortunate pious person attains devotion unto the lotus feet of Gaura, to that degree he spontaneously finds the nectar ocean of attachment to Sri Radha's lotus feet rising in his heart. So you can visualize, the phases of the moon and their effect on the ocean. The phases of the moon cause the ocean waves to swell. Similarly, an increase in your devotion to the moon-like Gaura Chandra, spontaneously causes the waves in the ocean of attachment to Sri Radha to rise higher and higher. Very beautiful metaphor. Lord Chaitanya is like the moon, and as the moon waxes and becomes full, it has an effect on the waves in the ocean, causing them to swell. Similarly, our dedication to Gaura Chandra causes the waves in the ocean of attachment to Sri Radha to swell. Another translation. As much as one devotes his full attention to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, to that extent he will be able to taste the nectarian service of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani in Vrindavan. The more one engages in the service of Sri Chaitanya, the more one finds oneself in Vrindavan, tasting the nectar of the service of Sri Radha. Only one graced with the rarest good fortune attains the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To the extent that a soul wholeheartedly dedicates himself to the lotus feet of the Golden Lord, to that very degree does he become able to savor the ambrosial service of Srimati Radharani's own lotus feet in the sacred groves of Vrindavan. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes, as we all know, we should know, there are 5 basic relationships with Krishna: Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. How do you apply that to Gauranga Mahaprabhu? You worship Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Dasya. That's the only relationship you can have with Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Service. And then by serving Gauranga, that portal of Gauranga Seva transforms into your relationship with Krishna. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the portal that makes everything successful, although it's such a difficult goal to attain. By approaching through Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the path is made possible. So that is a loud hint. If you're wondering, hearing the pastimes of Krishna newer and newer, chanting Hare Krishna, and the taste is like spiritual rock candy, when will that day be mine? Well, you have to do something if you want that special access. You take advantage of service to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And then that service to Gauranga Mahaprabhu allows you to understand that Gauranga Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna combined. So if you're a Madhurya Bhakta, a devotee of Madhurya Ras, you express that to Radha and Krishna, but Radha and Krishna is Gauranga Mahaprabhu combined. But the service to Gauranga Mahaprabhu transforms into service to Radha and Krishna, especially to service to Srimati Radharani. So this happens, just like when the moon develops into a full moon, the waves in the ocean swell. Similarly, when our service to Gauranga reaches the level of dedication, persistence, and sacrifice required, spontaneously the attraction for Radha and Krishna, especially the mercy of Srimati Radharani, becomes manifest in the core of the heart. This happens. Now, by knowing about this, you can make it happen quicker and easier. But everything, of course, depends on the mercy of Gauranga You can't hold a timetable to that. But you should know this is the easy route. In fact, not only is it the easy route, it is the route that can be successful. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Oh, Krishna, oh, Radha, oh, the gopis. You can read in your home so many books, esoteric books, but without service to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, where are you going? So this is why Lord Chaitanya told the Brahmana in South India, wherever you go, whomever you meet, teach the science of Krishna on my order. You do that, I'll always be with you. More than my coming back to see you again, we'll never part. I'll always be present to you. So does that mean everyone has to jet around the world in order to carry out Lord Chaitanya's order? You want that austerity? No, he says, wherever you go, whomever you meet. Start with your own family, start with your neighbors, according to your capacity. Have something to do with giving Krishna to others. Bhagavatam says, pranayar artayar diya vacha. You can give your whole life for Lord Chaitanya's mission. Arta, you can give your wealth. Diya, your intelligence by strategizing, making plans, how to give Krishna to others. Vacha, give your words of glorification. Everyone can do something. The problem is we psych ourselves out. Oh no, in my situation, nothing I can do. Maybe when I'm 70, I'll be able to do something. Right now, I got so many domestic responsibilities, family affairs, on and on. That's what the Brahmana was telling Mahaprabhu. I can't take it anymore. Get me out of here. Anxieties, responsibilities, duties. I just want attachment to Krishna. But Lord Chaitanya told him, stay at home and do outreach according to your capacity. Doing outreach may mean you just assist. That is something. It's stated in one purport in the second canto that those who assist the Sankirtan mission get the same result as those who directly do it. So do something. Aid, assist, support. Engage directly. In this way, you're qualifying yourself for that portal of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, which will lead you to Radha Krishna Leela, especially to Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. So sometimes devotees wonder, well, what's all this? What's the result of all this? Yade deko, tade koko, whoever you meet, wherever you go, what's the result of all this? There you have it. It's an activity of the spiritual world, making arrangements so that others can be with Krishna. And those who make such arrangements at the highest level of the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, they get more pleasure by arranging that others associate with Krishna than they get by themselves associated with Krishna. And even the topmost devotees, she says, like that. So everything in the Shastra seems geared for Radha and Krishna to meet. But more than that is the arrangement for someone else to be with Krishna. That's the secret of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's Krishna in the emotional state and position of Srimati Radharani, arranging for others to be with Krishna. So there is your opportunity. This is how to make the impossible possible. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Both Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur say that there are so many persons in Vrindavan saying Radhe, Radhe. It's nice, but they're on a very difficult path. They're trying to connect to Radha Krishna Leela without going through Mahaprabhu. Going through Mahaprabhu means Gauranga Seva. Do something to aid the Sankirtan mission, engaging others in Krishna's service. Use your life, use your wealth, use your intelligence, use your words. Doesn't mean everyone has to every day be on the front lines on Lambton Key or Cuba Mall. All those activities need support, financial support. And as it's always said, an army runs on its stomach. Prasad distribution is so important. So many ways you can plug into giving Krishna to others. Book distribution, prasad distribution. And then you have a chance, a golden opportunity, by the grace of the golden form of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what makes bhakti lively in the dense darkness of this age of Kali is that expansive mood, giving, giving, giving. And what makes the darkness of Kali Yuga increase is selfishness. All about me, all about me. And we can bring that selfishness even into spiritual life. All right. Any questions?